Okay.
Well, for more on this, let's bring in former White House Chief of Staff Mark Meadows. Great to have you here. So let's start with Pennsylvania. Then we do, of course, want to get to your home state of North Carolina. This is race too close to call at the moment. Your initial reactions this morning?
Well, I'm like you, Dana and Bill, had a very late night or early morning, more accurately, and you're right. All of the nation is focused on Pennsylvania. We started to see the trends at about 11 o'clock last night switch for Dr. Oz, and what we do know is that those remaining votes, as Bill was just pointing out, in some of those counties, if you look at a percentage, they tend to favor Dr. Oz, and yet it is way too close to call, and I would agree that if you've got 22,000 mail-in ballots, the operation that McCormick had early on was good. I can tell you this, though, the ultimate victor last night across the country was Donald Trump. I got contacted last night and again this morning by two different candidates saying, how do I get the endorsement from Donald Trump? Because it is magic, especially in this particular case where McCormick outspent Dr. Oz 2-1.
What happened in your former district then, sir? Congressional District 11 in North Carolina. Madison Cawthorn was endorsed rather by the former president. He lost. How come?
He did. Obviously, there's two things that happened. Certainly, millions of dollars that were spent against Congressman Cawthorn. But the other thing, you're good about digging into the details there, Bill. One of the details that was grossly overlooked in the 11th Congressional District of North Carolina is State Senator Edwards, Chuck Edwards. His home state Senate district overlapped where Madison had to do well in both Buncombe and Henderson County. And so what you saw is local politics at a very local level playing out. But the big news was Ted Budd winning with almost 60% against a former governor of the state, and Bo Hines, another Trump endorsee in congressional seat 13, both of them going on to victory relatively easy.
The Ted Budd win was early. I mean, that race was called so early. He was on Laura Ingram's show last night. Let's listen here.
Democrats here in North Carolina realize that their party has long since left them. I look forward to reaching out to those that haven't become far left, and I want to ask them to support me. Maybe there's still some Reagan Democrats here, the unaffiliated, the Republicans. We have to unite. Actually, the Republicans need to unite.
So, I mean, McCrory thought that he had a way to win here, but, I mean, he got trounced.
Yeah, it wasn't even close, Dana, and part of that is Congressman Budd ran a great race. The other is never underestimate the power of a Trump endorsement, which not only propelled him to victory, but the biggest thing, and Congressman Budd said it, many of the Democrats of our parents and maybe our grandparents, they're disappearing. You're seeing it in New York where you've got progressives running against a race that hasn't been called that I know you guys will focus on. Oregon Congressional District number 5, where you got a moderate Democrat being outpaced by a very progressive candidate, a sitting member being beaten by a challenger there. I think woke Democrats are the title of the day, but it is leaving Main Street America all alone.
And we'll have Ronna McDaniel on a little bit later in this show to talk about that and the trends that she saw from last night that could advantage Republicans in the midterms as well. Great to have you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Mark Meadows with his instant analysis.
Great to be with you both. Take care.
You bet. Thank you. A lot to be decided, too, here as well.